Hi guys, back with another video. Just wanted to show you the press I've been using. It's one of the few things that I bought originally when I first started reloading, and I'm still using it today. It took me from beginning shooting all the way up through national championships, all with the one press. It's just a simple, inexpensive Hornady lock and load press, and it's great for a new guy. At least it was for me, because it's got these little lock and load collars, they call them, and they just slide right down in the press once you've got them adjusted, and it's in just like that. So you only have to adjust it once. You know, if you're a new guy, sometimes getting those dies set exactly where you want them to get your bump back and all that, and then it's a pain to have to take it all the way back out and readjust it again the next time. And once you've been shooting for a while, it's no big deal. You can do it, you know, real quick. But I know for me in the beginning, it was nice just to be able to take it out and it's still set for next time, ready to go. And I can go ahead and put my resizing die in, just like that. It's still set from the last time I used it. So as long as you're not changing brass or changing, you know, even if you're changing calibers, you can plop a whole nother die in. This is my 6mm die here. I've got my 284 dies, and they all got these collars on. That's how fast I can switch them. It just makes it really easy. So lock it in. Want to get rid of a primer. This one's still got one in. Go ahead and pop her in and do your whole batch. Get rid of all your primers. Simple as putting in your next die. Might want to lube it up a little. I use Imperial wax just to simply put a little film over each and every case that I do so they don't get up in there and get stuck. Re-bump it back. And what I do is before I start is I zero my case, and then I see what my bump back is. Right there is 1/1000. I'm usually trying to shoot for 1.5 to 2/1000. If it doesn't bump back exactly perfect, I can hit it again and it'll probably be right on. There's 1.5 right there. I don't know if you can see that. Sometimes you bump it twice, sometimes just once, just depends. But I check each and every one to make sure it's exactly where I want, and keeps your headspace the same. Everything, you don't want to be bumping one back 5/1000, the next one back 0, and having it all messed up. So try to get each and every one within. I like to keep them all exactly the same, but sometimes, you know, some cases are a little bit softer than others, and then bump back a couple thousandths, where this one's only 1.5. So if it's within a half, I'm all right. But all of them I match. Like in bench rest, you've got 45 shots for record. And I want all of those 45 to be 1.5. Every one of them bump back 1.5. And if you don't think that's enough, go ahead and plop it in your rifle. Take your spring out of your bolt, take your ejector out of your bolt and drop it in. Make sure it's falling nice and clear and easy. Because if it's not, maybe you have to bump a little more. But I found with my bolt and my chamber, my deal and my die, 1.5, everything's bumping back clear. I'm not oversizing the cases and working the cases too hard to where your brass wears out too fast. So it works for me, 1.5. A lot of guys shoot for 2. I don't want to overwork my brass any more than I have to, and most of my brass lasts lots and lots and lots of firings. So I, you know, usually getting 15-20 firings out of a brass, and it's not usually the case that's going bad. Is the primer pocket starts getting a little bit wore out, where your primers are not seating real tight anymore. So that's when it's time for me to chuck them and I go on to something else. But that's about it for my reloading press. You might see I got a aluminum plate that I mount to the bench, and I can just undo these 2 screws and pull my whole press right off, because I also make my own bullets. So I'm changing presses on this plate all the time. It's just a quick way. The plate mounts to the bench, and I just have these 2 studs coming up. I can take it off and put another one on within a couple of seconds. Just buzz those bolts off and put the next press on, buzz them down, I'm ready to go. So in making bullets, I'm changing presses all the time. Now just reloading, I'll just use this one press and it works fine. So that's kind of why I have that plate there. Imperial wax, that's all I use for resizing wax. That's it. It's cheap stuff. And this little tub will last me, I don't know, I've been shooting for 3 years. This is my second little tub. The first one lasted me, I don't know, year and a half for 2 years or 2 years or something. And this one, I've had it maybe for 6 months. So anyway, lasts a long time, this Imperial wax. But you do gotta wipe it clean. So after I'm done resizing them, I use alcohol to go ahead and wipe off all my cases after I'm done. Depends on which ones I'm doing. If I'm doing a great big huge batch, I'll throw them in the Frankfurt Arsenal tumbler and dryer and wash them that way. But if I'm just doing a few, it's a lot quicker just to wipe them down with alcohol and you're ready to go again. So that's what I do there. But this press is, it's inexpensive and it's easier for the new guy. I realize there's way nicer, more powerful presses out there that, you know, but they cost you $1,000. Or this one here is like, I don't know what it is now, 179, 180 bucks, you know. Inexpensive, good way to go for a new guy, and it works a long time. I don't know, I've done, I don't know how many thousands of rounds that I've reloaded on this simple press. I've gone to an arbor press now for seating my bullets, but as far as resizing my cases, I used to do everything on here, even pumping my cases in, or my bullets into the cases, but I don't do that anymore. I use the arbor press for that. And I do a lot of that at the range with my powder vials that I showed you, so I don't load too many rounds that I don't need. So that's kind of how I do that. But I still do all my resizing with this one press. Every single thing that I've ever resized is done on this one. So it just works. You know, it's not expensive either. So I mentioned before, I'm not a rich guy, so I'm trying to keep everything at a budget. So you don't have to go buy one of those really, really expensive deals. It just works like that. So you can buy a decent press, lock and load system, and save yourself some money, and it works. I know there's guys with big fancy, you know, auto reloaders and all these types of things, but you don't have to have all that. I mean, just a single stage press, it works just fine. It takes a little longer, but it's cheaper, and if you got the time, then why not? So anyway, that's my spiel on that one. If you like the videos, please like and subscribe. Share them to other bench rest shooters, help promote the hobby and all that kind of thing. So that's enough for this one. Thanks.